What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Just Be Real podcast. I'm your host, Marissa Tonge. First of all, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody, whatever holiday you celebrate, whether that's Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's. Wait, it's not New Year's yet. Hanukkah, winter solstice, okay? Whatever it is that you're celebrating, cheers. Wait, hold on. Let me get my cup. I actually have a little holiday drink here. A little holiday homemade. Actually, it's not homemade. I need to stop lying. I bought this vegan what do you call it? Like an eggnog. It's from Chobani, so it's like a vegan oat milk, and I added a little bit of Jameson, a little bit of cinnamon to make it, little adult drink because we're cozy. I'm liking these like cozy living room episodes. I mean, we've only had two, but if you guys know me from before the podcast, okay, which wasn't too long ago, okay, I've been doing like living room kind of like sit down chit chats for my YouTube channel. So we've been doing this for a minute, but I just had to figure out like what I wanted, how I wanted the podcast to be. Like, I don't know if I wanted it to be in my home. And also, I don't know if you guys can hear, but like my dog be in the background playing with toys. He's playing with blood right now. So I try to like, make it as professional as possible. I like good, clean audio. I got a new mic. I'm loving this mic. It's giving all the vibes. It has like this cute little LED light. I'm going to link it in the show notes and in the description on YouTube if you guys want to check it out on my Amazon store. But anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? If you just celebrated any of the holidays, I hope that you're feeling recharged. I hope that you're feeling connected to family. I hope that you were able to connect with friends or loved ones or just to get some sleep. Yo, I've been getting the best sleep over the past week. Like, I cannot lie, the best sleep. Last night I slept for, I want to say like 9 hours, almost 10 hours. I track my sleep on my Fitbit, so I'm able to see the quality of my sleep when I was in REM, when I was in deep sleep, when I was light sleeping, if I was moving, tossing and turning. It'll show me all that. So that's one thing I love about my Fitbit. Ooh, this is good. Ooh, okay. I see you guys. I see you, Chobani. If you want to sponsor this, this podcast episode, what's up? Anyway, y'all, let's get into the topic of today's episode. We are almost done with 2023. It's almost a wrap. And I want to talk about clearing space, okay? Clearing space for our manifestations, for us to call things in, right? For us to receive new and exciting things that we have been dreaming about or asking God for. So, in order for new things to come in, right? We're about to go into a new year. This is a time where we set goals for ourselves, we set intentions for ourselves, whatever you want to call them, resolutions, anything. But most of the time we want to bring something new in, right? Something exciting, something that's different. And in order for us to do that, we have to first clear space. So clearing space can consist of both physical, material things, right? Things that are made of matter. And clearing space is also going to call for clearing energetic space, okay? Mental space, space that is necessary for us to clear to also bring in those manifestations, okay? So energetic and physical space, we need to start clearing. So there's a couple ways that we can do this. We're going to start with the most obvious and the most simple, which is clearing our space, our physical space, right? Decluttering. So this is a perfect time before the new year starts to just start like getting rid of things that we no longer use, things that we don't value, things that have just been sitting in our closet maybe for years and we're not ever going to touch it or we're not ever going to use it or we're not ever going to wear it. Start decluttering. Get rid of those things if you don't need it. If it's just taking up space in your home, it's time to get rid of it, right? So that we can bring in more of the things that we do want and things that we are going to value. So you can always start with your closet, right? Go through your closet. I like to do this. Usually like twice to three times a year. So with the seasons, definitely spring, sometimes summer, and then definitely in the winter before the new year. And this is also, remember, this is winter solstice, right? So winter solstice is a time where things die, right? Things are not blooming, things are not growing, right? The leaves are dead, all that. We've talked about this in previous episodes. So, along with nature, kind of like resting and going through this hibernation period, also allow certain things in your life to take a rest, right? Or to just die. Whether that's you holding on to relationships, whether that's you holding on to a job, whether that's you holding on to certain beliefs about yourself, we have to start clearing the space, right? Clearing the energy so that we can blossom, right? We can see those seeds that we've been planting, the seeds that we've been preparing in the winter, to see them grow in the springtime. So going back to decluttering, right? Like start thinking about, or just mentally, even before you go through and start like physically cleaning, right? Because that can be exhausting. Sit down and just get a mental picture, like visualize things that you want to come into your life, right? This could be through a meditation. This can be a meditation. So just sitting down and like picturing, visualizing things that you want to call in into your life next year. And then also picture things that are currently in your life that you no longer have space for, that you no longer have tolerance for, that you no longer have an interest in, right? And this is very common, I think, when we're elevating, when we're growing, when we're evolving, when we're growing into the next version of ourselves. We just might get tired or uninterested in certain things, right? Like maybe you have a TV in your room that you don't even watch, right? Like honestly, that's me. Like I use my TV. I'm not going to lie. I do watch my TV mostly for like YouTube things, workout. So like if I want to stretch in my room and I want to put a video on, I will put that on YouTube. So I do use my TV, every now and then. But there was a period of time, I want to say definitely like in the summer, where I was not watching TV. I was not watching my TV. I was not using my TV. And it's okay. Like it's okay to grow out of things or to no longer find value in things. So maybe that's you right now. Maybe you have a TV in your kitchen. Maybe you have a TV in your bedroom that you're not really using, right? Like get rid of it. I don't know, sell it, give it away to somebody, do a giveaway. I don't know, put it on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, if you don't need it, if it's just sitting there, think about that as energetic space. It's taking up space energetically. Like even though we might not feel that, it really is. Like anything that is just crowding up your space, just think about it. When you have a lot of dishes in the sink, when your room is a mess, when you have a bunch of clothes on your bed, right? That's energetic space. That's things that, those are things that's cluttering your mind, right? So for us to have a more clear mind, right, where we can now start to manifest more, right, visualize more, think of more, pray for more, ask for more, we have to first get rid of the things that we do not need. And also because it is winter, right, and things tend to slow down in the winter, we want to kind of go with the flow of nature, right? Match up with how things are flowing in nature. So, as things are a little bit more slow to grow and to blossom right now and kind of just like resting, maybe just take more time to like work on passion projects, like things that you didn't really have a lot of time for, or things that you didn't really make time for this year, that now you have the extra time that you want to start putting back into whatever it is that you want to work on, whether it's you maybe focusing on your body, right? Weight loss or just getting healthier, whether that's cooking more, right? Cooking more healthy foods, just cooking more in general, right? Or that could be starting a podcast, right? Maybe that's something that you've been wanting to do, or you told yourself that you were going to start this year. Whatever, now's the perfect time. Start it now, right? Like who says that we have to wait until, the new year to start it? Like start something now. Put the time and the energy that you would be putting into maybe just going out, right? You think about like in the summer, the spring, and like the warmer months, like we're out and about, we're moving around, we're socializing more. And yeah, while you might be a little social now during the holiday season. I don't think it's always going to stay that way throughout the winter. So just start thinking about like, how am I going to use the extra time that I'm probably going to spend at home because I don't want to go outside because it's kind of cold, or I don't want to go outside because it gets super dark early, or I just like being at home. I like being cozy, right? What can you do with your time at home, the extra time that you have, or you being cozy and just tending more to yourself? What can you work on? What can you tend to? What can you improve? Is this a time where you want to start reading more? Like, this is a perfect time to start reading more. I actually need to pick up 2 books that I want to read. I'm trying to stick to my 1 book a month goal. At some point, like, I was doing 2. I think I was reading like 2. I wouldn't finish 2, but I would start one when I finished the other one. So I would be reading like 2 at a time. Right now I'm doing audiobooks. I just started one audiobook, but I do want to get a actual book that I can start reading like right now, like tomorrow. Another way that we can clear space to manifest more and to bring in more into our lives is to start evaluating our relationships. Okay. So evaluating our friendships, evaluating our work relationships, evaluating our relationship with work, right? Evaluating our partnership, our marriage, our romantic partners, our family relationships, right? This is a really good time. And just ask yourself, like, is there anybody who's draining my energy? Is there anybody who's really draining that, like, every time I talk to them, that I visit them, that they visit me, that we go out, I just feel completely freaking drained, right? And not saying that you have to cut this person off, okay? Don't be a Scorpio, okay? Because we have no tolerance for BS, okay? Once we get, actually, it takes us a while. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Scorpios are very loyal. We're loyal. So we will stick around for as long as we possibly can. And then once we decide that we're over it, that we're above it, that it's too much, right? And it's not taking us where we need to go or where we need to be, we're done. We're done and there's no going back. So you can decide, to be that way, or you can just decide to maybe minimize your social interactions with these people, right? Or set better boundaries. If we go back to my last episode with my girl Rakia, we were talking about boundaries. So maybe just setting better boundaries, letting people know how to treat you, or just taking more time to maybe say no, right? Turning down invitations when you don't want to hang out with these people because you are drained. They don't have anything to give you back energetically, right? It's kind of you just like pouring out, pouring out, pouring out, and kind of just soaking up their negative energy, right? When you're around negative people, like, they're more likely to impact you negatively than you are to impact them in a positive way. So just think about that. Like, what relationships are really not serving you right now, right? And then also think about, like, are your relationships one-sided or are they mutual, right? Like, who's doing the most in the relationship? Are you guys both giving to each other, offering something, giving advice, supporting each other? Or is it just you doing the most, them not really doing, much? Or is it the other way around? Are they doing the most and you're kind of just like over it and not willing to give anymore because you have nothing to give, or you're not interested, right? You're no longer interested because it no longer serves you. Okay. And just think about, like, do you feel valued? That's a really important question to ask yourself as well. Do I feel valued in this relationship? Am I getting what I need? Are my needs being met? Right. And if not, what conversations need to be had? What do we need to talk about? When do we need to have this conversation? Right. I think when is always like the hardest thing, right? When we're going through something confrontational, or we're deciding that we want to address something that might be uncomfortable, like an uncomfortable conversation. It can be weird, but we have to figure out when is the right time, and is there a right time. Another thing that we can start to clear are our limiting beliefs, right? Or just things that we're holding on to that are just not true, right? In the episode where I had my girl Vanessa on, we talked a lot about limiting beliefs and just having certain ideas about yourself that are just not true, right? Like coming up with things to hold yourself back. Like, oh, I'm not, right? Say that you're trying to start a podcast. Oh, I'm not a podcaster. I'm not someone that people really want to listen to, right? Like we could have all these beliefs in our head. Meanwhile, they're not true. Meanwhile, there's a million people who want to listen to what you have to say. There's a million people who would watch your videos. There's a million people who would download your podcast, right? So we really need to focus on changing our mindset and letting go of those thoughts. Because think about it, like limiting beliefs can really cause your manifestations to be delayed, right? Like you're only going to be given things that you're ready for. God is not going to send you anything that, number one, you don't have the space for, you don't have the mental capacity for, right? The energetic space. Like God's timing is never wrong, honey. Okay. So just trust that and do what you have to do in the meantime. Also, we have to think about like, how's our vibration? How's our energy, right? In order for us to manifest, right? In order for us to bring in those things like we've talked about in previous episodes, like we have to match up vibrationally, right? So focus on being happy, right? Doing more things that are going to bring joy into our lives, doing more things that make us feel good. Remember, life is supposed to feel good. Life should be fun. We should not be just struggling and stressing and working and, constantly worried about like what's next, what's next. Like relax, relax. Okay. Like relax, it's all going to still come to you, okay? And I know I'm talking to myself because I be, a little impatient sometimes, but we have to remember that God got us, okay? The universe got you, honey, okay? Whatever it is that you're asking for, it will come about as long as you are staying in the right vibration, you are doing the work, you are making sure that you're aligned, right? So, what are your like how's your energy? Are you matching up to the things that you're even asking for, right? Like you're asking for this relationship, this beautiful, wonderful relationship, but like how's the relationship with yourself? Right? You're asking for more money, but how's the relationship that you currently have with the money that's in your bank account? Like, how are you treating your money? What are you spending your money on? Like, are you being, very irresponsible or super frugal with your money? So we have to think about the things that we are asking for, right? The things that we want. And we have to think about like our energy at this current time, this current moment. Like, how are we acting? Like, are we deserving, right, of the things? And I don't even want to use the word deserving because we're all deserving. Like, we all deserve to get the things that we ask for. It's our birthright, right? Like, it's an abundant world. There's plenty for everybody. So, I don't want to say that word deserved, but rather, are we just matching up, right? Like, are we energetically aligning to the things that we're asking for? Do you want a nicer home, right? How are you treating the home that you're currently in? Are you cleaning your home? Are you keeping it tidy? Are you giving it love? Are you appreciating what you currently have? That's key. Grateful, right? Being grateful, having gratitude, expressing gratitude, that is always key. So, just focus on being happy, enjoying what you have, showing gratitude, loving what you have, loving the people around you, showing love, appreciation, all of that, right? That's how we match up and we're able to bring in more. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about here when we're discussing clearing space is being able to detach from things, right? Like practicing the law of detachment. So not getting stuck to the outcomes of things or not being a reactor to every single thing that goes wrong in our lives, right? Things that we weren't expecting, or yeah, like unexpected circumstances, or people not agreeing with us, or things not going our way, or us, just not being ready for something that happened. Like we have to allow ourselves to detach from things and people and places, like to live a life where you're just unbothered by things, where you're just like, oh, okay, well, that happened, right? Like say that you go to the gas station. This happens to me actually often. There's a gas station by me and I don't know why, but like if I go there late, there's no attendant. And I'm not pumping gas, okay? We live in Jersey. We do not pump our gas, okay? Sometimes I go there and there's no gas attendant. I could really sit there and like throw a fit. Like, "Oh my god, every time I go here, there's no gas attendant and I'm never coming back here again." Right? Like there's so many things that we can get upset about and we can react to and we can go off about and we can tell our friends about and complain and complain and complain for days and days and days. But doesn't it just feel so much better when you're able to just let things go? Let that shit go. Okay, let that shit go. I guarantee you will feel so much more peace and just relief and less anxiety. Like you're spending so much more energy being upset or bothered by that situation that you have no control over. Like, and this is what we talk about when I'm saying like clearing space. Like, you can't allow things, better opportunities, miracles, right, to come into your life when you're constantly worried about things that you have no control over, things that your focus should not even be on. Okay, you're spending too much energy in those states, in that state of mind. Let it go. Let it go. It's not worth it. Okay. So practice more detachment. You waste so much energy every time you let someone get to you. Every time you want to clap back at somebody. And trust me, I know it's hard. Okay. I had to clap back at somebody on my YouTube video last week because they were talking about, they had the nerve to like compare me and my girl in a dance video. Like, who are you, first of all? Who are you? Can I see you dance, please? Like, and usually I don't let things like that upset me or get to me, but they called me on the right day. They really did. Like, they caught me on the right day. I was ready. Okay. I was not detached from the outcome that day. I was ready. I was ready. But yeah, guys. So I hope that you guys are creating more space, getting ready right now to bring in the new year with optimism, with just feeling good. Like, use this time to recharge, refocus, reset. Okay, like, use this time, especially the week going on into the new year. Like, this is a perfect time to just get your mind right, get it together. Okay, organize yourself and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Okay, things do not have to automatically switch. Like, we have to get out of this whole like Cinderella mentality that by like 12 o'clock midnight, like, things are just gonna whoom, like, take off into the next time in your life. Like, I don't know, it's just, we can't think like that. Like, it's a journey, it's a progression. We're gonna get there when we're meant to get there, but for now, just have a lot of grace with yourself. Okay, be patient, trust the process of life. Okay, life is such a blessing. Don't forget that. Just be grateful every single day that you can watch YouTube videos, that you have the time, that you can move your body, that just small things, like, just be grateful. Okay, every single day. So yeah, and if you guys haven't already copped my self-care guide and wellness journal, there's a lot of affirmations in there. There's a lot of reminders to be grateful. There's a lot of just opportunities for us to clear space and just to prepare ourselves for a really good new year. So if you guys are interested, hit the link in my description or in the show notes, and you guys can go ahead and place your orders. Okay. And yeah, I'm excited for New Year. This is going to be the last solo episode of 2023, but I'm excited for a lot of more conversations coming. We are actually going to be starting the year with the self-love and confidence series. So yeah, I'm excited for that. We have some really special guests on the show. So thank you guys so much for your support. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video. Let me know in the comments your favorite part. And if you guys are listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you guys rate and review the podcast. I'd appreciate it so, so much. And you guys would truly make the end of my year. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will catch you guys in the next episode, and take care, y'all.